I mean, the world's been talking about this Errol Spence and Crawford fight that supposedly happened. It was supposed to happen, then it wasn't gonna happen. Now they're saying it is gonna happen. They talking about the official announcement is supposed to go down at the Tank fight. They're supposed to announce it there. So, with that being said, same questions, but more so. I mean, I think Crawford's running. I think he was running. Maybe you all can change my opinion on that.
What was the question, boss?
Now the question is Errol Spence
What
versus Crawford. Who you got winning?
I like Spence. I like Spence because
what was the question?
Is it hold on? Is Errol Spence versus Crawford? If the fight happens, who you got winning?
I like Spence. And that's Bob Bud too though. But I like Errol Spence. Cause see, Earl, the type of training that Earl does, a lot of people don't train like that. That's actually like fighters. So like when I sparred with Spence, he even with a kidney shot, I bled out my nose. So like imagine a person who like the body who can slow down a person that just swinging for the fences. Like Spence punches accurate and precise and persistent, and now on top of that, they sharp and short to compose as Terence Crawford. Like his punches be real wide, where he leave himself open for a left hand or uppercut, short right hand, left hand hook, things of that nature. Y'all kind of get what I'm saying. So yeah. I like Spence because Spence don't get off the gas. He continue pressing the issue. He not going to stop when he come. He trained like a bull. He is like it's no days off, but Sundays with him. He separates himself from the real world to the boxing world when he in camp. So it's like I like Spence over anybody, Crawford, whoever you put in there with him.
Hey, we on the same.
That's
page.
just me, and I'm not saying that because I was in camp with
him. I think Spence beats him too.
Okay.
I think Spence beats Crawford. I'm with you on that.
I see Tony shaking his head.
Man. All right. So, I mean, obviously, that's definitely a dope fight. I just feel like Crawford has more. And also, too, I ain't never, you know what I'm saying? I mean, y'all can challenge that or whatever. I ain't never seen Spence really go next level and really have to go next level. And ain't nobody really pushed him or test him to go next level. All of the people that he really fought, he ain't gone really next level. We know that Crawford got that dog. I've seen Crawford in several fights. They tell him he down, he come back out, he's getting a knockdown, he's getting something. So I think that Crawford just got a little more meanness. It's a monster. It's a monster to fight Spence though. I personally think Spence is too big for the division or whatever. He's more he trains with the middleweights. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely think that he's probably too big, but I just feel like Terence has more to go. So it'll be, you know what I'm saying, really like a chess match early on, but I think in the middle to late rounds, Crawford really is going to show something else. He's going to be able to switch. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be able to dial it up and match with, because Spence going to steamroll. We know that. Spence going to steamroll. But I just feel like he has, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, keep in mind, Errol Spence always gets stronger as the fight goes on. He's shown that in most of his fights that he gets stronger as the fight goes on. So when we talk about Crawford coming back and later in the fight, I don't see that happening because Spence is the one that always gets stronger as the fight goes on. And here's another thing. Here's another tidbit. Crawford, and if you know, I think Crawford's a little overrated. I tell people that all the time. People don't like it, but it is what it is. Crawford, Kavalaskis stung him. Your boy, the Cuban dude, I always it escapes my mind, but the Cuban kid stung him. He's been hurt. He can't be hurt.
But
don't get me wrong. I know he got dog in him and stuff. But I think Spence comes. Spence is like a train. He's like a Chavez later in the fight. This guy just gets stronger and stronger, and he just keeps coming. So
we know.
I don't know. That's a tough call. But if I had to bet my house, I'd bet on Spence on that.
We put him on that no mas. If he come with that Chavez mess, we put him on that no mas. That's what he gonna do. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get to it because fairly, you know what I'm saying? We're right. He gets stronger. He steamrolls. He a monster. But you know what I'm saying? You beat a Matador. And I think that's what I think that's what Crawford will do. It's a monster fight, and I actually got it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
It's even. But I just feel like if the only way Spence wins is if he knocks him out. I don't think he gets him on points.
No. Okay, let me ask you a question.
You think he knocks Spence out?
No. I'm not saying he knocks Spence out. I'm saying the only way Spence wins is by knockout. Oh, I'm in my corner.
No.
That ain't far-fetched, man. That's not beyond possibility because like I said, I've seen Crawford hurt on a lot of occasions. It ain't like he can't be hurt. He always comes back like a lion, and he fight. You know, he comes back when he's hurt, but he has been hurt. So it's not beyond the realm of possibility that Spence could hurt him. You know, Kavaliauskas hurt him pretty bad, and you know what I mean. So I
want to see what Fast had to say about that because Fast had a counter to that too.
Yeah.
Now I'll wait till they finish.
Okay.
Go ahead,
man. Nah.
It's
Facts.
Yeah, go.
We can put it like this, right? And this for everybody, right? How many rounds have Terence Crawford went? How many? And Terence Crawford got how many fights? 23.
Nah, he got more than 23.
You think he got more than that? Yeah.
39, 40.
Okay. Out of all these fights, right? How many times have Terence Crawford went through 12 rounds?
That's a good question.
I don't got the figures on that.
I think he's been the distance. He's been the distance enough. He's been the distance a lot of times.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Errol Spence got 26 fights, 27 fights.
Mm-hmm. Like 28 to be exact. Yep.
He been calling out world champions since he was 13-0. Am I correct?
You say you stand correct in that. Go ahead.
Yeah. These days, they'll call outs. It's like a grain of salt these days.
That's what I'm about to say.
Now listen,
these guys today, these guys call out. Yeah.
Now listen, he was in 2 major accidents, but then like a year and a half apart. Am I correct?
Yeah.
When he came back from his first accident, he fought 2 world champions. Am I right or wrong?
Tailor-made for him, absolutely.
And the 2 world champions he fought, he didn't get no pushover fights or no fights where it's like a tune-up. He went out there for Danny Garcia, Mays, and he went in for Ugas. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So this is what I'm saying. Like when you got a fighter like Terence Crawford, because like I said, I've been in camp with Terence Crawford. So like I done seen Shakur make Terence Crawford quit. Like actually like made him mad. Like, really touch him up. Like I'm talking about pip moving to where Terence Crawford wasn't getting out the ring until he hit Shakur 4 and 5 times. It got to the point like it was getting. I done seen Jamel Hearn put the pressure on Terence Crawford, and he cracked under pressure in camp. Not saying Terence a bum, because I'm not going to say that because, you know, I don't play hate. But I actually been in Nebraska, like Nevada with them, training. I done seen Troy Isley gave Terence Crawford some thump to where it's like anybody that's Errol Spence getting in that ring with, spawn and fighting, he making you quit. To where it's like he hit me with a liver shot and I bled out my nose. He sparred both of the Charlo brothers and made both of them boys run. Nobody standing for them. So if you got a person like Terence Crawford, to where it's like, because Errol Spence like going to the body, he don't really go up top as much. He throw 3 or 4 punches up and down.
Yep.
So where it's like, once he breaks you down after the 4th and 5th round, what you gonna do? What can you do?
That's true.
Can't do nothing, right? So now you got a person like Terence Crawford.
Man,
like, all these punches he try to shoot, your face can move all day, but your body don't. So Terence really don't stay right there, bop, 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 and move on the pivot. Errol Spence actually throwing 1 and 2 and 3 jabs and then going straight to the body and then coming back up top. So when you got a person like when you got a bull master like that, can Terence Crawford stay if he going deep waters with Errol? No, because I've seen Terence Crawford get taken to deep waters and they stop and shit and spawn. Like it's no comparison with that. So when you look at it like this, who have Terence Crawford for other than the bully? What is his name? He stopped him. He made him quit.
Porter.
Sean Porter.
Yep.
Yeah.
That don't count. Errol
It do count, especially, but it do count. Because look at Porter.
My man, I like that.
Hold on. Who gave Errol his toughest fight was Porter.
But Sean Porter gave everybody his toughest fight.
But that make so we're in agreement. Like he gives everybody their toughest fight, and yeah, look at it. You know what I'm saying? Pillow hands.
Wrestler.
You see
okay, put it like this.
But that says a lot.
Danny Garcia gave Errol Spence his toughest fight.
No. Danny can't move, and that's why he lost that fight. Danny can't move his feet. That was fire versus fire. That's power versus power, and Errol Spence's power is way more stronger than Danny's. We knew Danny couldn't. We knew that Danny was not going to be able to do anything with Errol Spence as strong as Danny is because he couldn't move.
All right, listen. Okay, listen what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What you just say, power and power, right?
Yeah.
So when Errol Spence's power overcame Danny Garcia, who choked?
What do you mean? Who choked? Danny, I guess. I mean,
that's my point. So
he ain't put him out though. He ain't put him out. He ain't
but listen to what. Just hear me out, right? You got a person like Errol Spence. I like Errol. Errol can rumble, bro. Errol and Crawford. I love Crawford, like for sure. Like I it's nothing but. I've been in camp with this dude. Like, I literally seen fireworks in that gym, bro. To where it's like,
that's just gym stuff, though, dog. I hear you, but that's look. I think Spence beats him, but I think the stuff about the gym, that's gym stuff. You know what I mean? I've seen guys look like champs in the gym. I've seen guys look like champs in the gym and look like bums under the lights. I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. Yeah, I've seen guys look like champs in the gym, bums under the lights. I've seen vice versa. So I don't take too much stock in somebody beating someone in sparring. But listen, I look like this. No, this guy, eye surgery couldn't stop him. A car accident couldn't stop him. Nothing stops this guy. This guy is right. This guy just wears you down. Comes on late in the fights. Comes on strong, works the body early in the fight, and the finish just wears you out, wears you down. He just don't stop. He goes into another gear. He goes into another gear.
My point.
I got one. In reverse, who has Spence fought that can actually box and switch hit? Nobody too. So that there's still question marks there. There's nobody that he fought that can actually box.
Lamont Peterson could box.
No, watch that fight, Brody. I'm glad you said that. Lamont, I love Lamont. I love Anthony. You know what I'm saying, more. But Lamont sit there and try. If you go back and look at that fight tonight, Lamont did not use his feet, and he tried to bang with him. Exactly. So it don't count. He never showed boxing in that fight. Please, we can watch that fight together, bro. Like he stood there and tried to bang with Spence, and I was like so mad at that fight. He tried to bang with him, but you're right. He can box, but he not in that fight. He did not box. He banged with him, and that's why he got stopped.
Hey, like fellas, hold on, fast. I got you. Hold on, Greg. Hey, Greg, hold up, Greg. I got you. I'm gonna let everybody respond. Ricky back, so I'm gonna add another element to this whole fight.
For sure.
Okay.
So, all right. So listen.
Go ahead, Fats.
Errol Spence fought every dog that you could call a dog, right?
Absolutely.
Right. But when the dog barked back, I put it like this. Everybody probably shot a gun to a gun range, right? Mm-hmm. But when them bullets shooting back, how you gonna react?
Right.
You kind of get what I'm saying?
You gotta have skills.
So I'm going at this, right? This I'm going at. All the talk and all the hype. I like both fighters. We gonna put it like that. I like both fighters. I like Errol and I like Terence Crawford. That's gonna be one of the toughest fights that I actually had to watch. That I might even go place a bet on, because I know if I bet, I'm gonna win. But I know who the underdog is gonna be in that fight.
Terence Crawford outboxes Errol Spence. Terence Crawford easily outboxes Errol Spence. Errol Spence can't box as good as Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford is a much better technical fighter than Errol Spence. Right. Errol Spence wins that fight because he wears him down. Listen, Crawford got a lot of miles on him too. Let's not forget that. He's got a lot of miles on him. And then he outboxes Errol Spence, but Spence wears him down in the later of the fight.
That's what I'm saying. So what can
he wears him down.
When you put it like this.
Yeah.
Errol Spence have an amateur style. I don't think I ever realized that. Like, I don't think I ever noticed that. Errol don't have a pro style. Errol fights like an amateur. Errol throw 6 and 7 punches in a round, to where it's like Terence Crawford throwing 1 and 2. So Errol will walk to him, move his head, shoot him up top, go to the body. What Terence Crawford gonna do? How can Terence Crawford react to that?
He gonna box.
But what I'm saying, bro.
Hey, Tony, hold on. Okay. I got to let Ricky get his comments in too, because I know. Hey, this is what I told y'all. We learning something here. And it's gonna be a Royal Rumble. So Ricky, you basically got a gist of what's going on. We talking about the Spence Crawford fight, and everybody gave their picks. My man Fat said he taking Spence. Greg said he taking Spence. It sound like he moving over towards Crawford a little bit more, but Tony said he's taking Crawford. Who you got if this fight was to happen?
Man, I'm undecided. I'm more of the scenario, so I know Crawford not gonna sit there and bang out with him. If Crawford bang out with him, he losing all the way. But you know, Crawford IQ is like that. So Earl gonna have a lot to deal with, because you know Crawford got the better IQ in my opinion, and Crawford is the better overall fighter in my opinion. But Spence do got some weapons to leverage, you know, especially if he can get, you know, I guess if you get Crawford to, you know, sitting and get him in the corner or get him to bang out with him, he definitely could win that. But I'm undecided. I'm not gonna lie, I'm undecided between that fight. It's hard to determine. We waited too long.
It ain't really nothing to undecided. It's there. I give you an example, right? You know how they say, you know how the people say you can't play boxing? You know what that means when they say you can't play boxing, right?
Mm.
You can play football, basketball, but you can't play boxing, right?
Yeah.
I'm ranked 65 in the country. Out of like 4,000 people in that 160 weight class, that 168 weight class, and that 154 weight class, right? I'm trash at 68 because I'm too small for 68. You kind of get what I'm saying? So like I'm 1-4 at 168, but I'm undefeated at 160 and 154. You kind of y'all follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So my power is a lot stronger at 154 and 160 than it is at 68. Because you got dudes coming down from 225, 230, picking up all that weight back when it's time to be hydrated. You kind of get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you got a person like Errol Spence that can actually walk around the same weight as me. Earl walk around, well, now I'm like 206, but that's because I was hurt and they said I wasn't going to be able to box again. Earl walk around at 190. He cutting 52 pounds and still strong at 147. Terence Crawford walk around at 170, 165. He cutting only 40 pounds and making 47. So when Earl rehydrate, Earl gonna pick up about 35 pounds. Crawford not picking up that much.
Mm-mm.
So when that power started to relay on Crawford, what can you do? Y'all kind of follow what I'm saying?
Oh, but you know Crawford can manipulate the power. We're not going to just sit here and say he gonna sit there and just dug it out with him. He gonna box.
Brody, you gotta look at that. Like, you know, you put that into a different scenario. That's Mayweather Canelo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, as long as you know how to box, you know what I'm saying. You're gonna know that, and you're gonna know he done cut. And look, like you said, I love Spence too. He gonna roll right through that nigga. But like I said, he ain't really fought nobody who can box better than Crawford. So therefore, he's gonna touch something that's unfamiliar, especially when he go left-handed. Especially when he go left-handed on him.
On the orthodox side.
No, I'm saying he gonna start orthodox and he gonna come left-handed southpaw.
Nah, he gonna start southpaw, then go orthodox.
Maybe, but that's gonna fuck Spence up.
Whoa. Okay. And with that being said,
ding me.
Everybody back to their corner. We definitely going to the next round. I knew it was gonna happen.
My bad.
We just want, hey, Fats, just hit the like. Hey, Fats, wherever you.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.